destroy him.
You called Ronan?
From the crazy situations that the Guardians of the Galaxy get into, to the super cute and funny Groot moments that have melted our hearts forever, here are the hilarious moments from Guardians of the Galaxy, starting off with a really adorable scene. Remember the time when everybody takes a stand in a circle from the Guardians of the Galaxy movie? It's when Star-Lord gets the Guardians to work together at first by offering them a lot of money for the Power Stone. But when Ronan uses the Power Stone to threaten Xander, it's Ronan himself who inspires the Guardians to step up and become heroes. He stands up, and eventually the other Guardians join him in the circle. Rocket is the last person to join the group.
What are you doing?
I'm distracting you, you big turd blossom.
And when he does, he says, "Happy, we're all now standing." A group of fools standing in a circle. Ah, don't you just love it when your favorite superheroes make a circle like those kids in kindergarten? Speaking of kindergarten, the part where Drax says, "What is Gamora?" is not short of childlike humor. During the second act of Avengers Infinity War, the Guardians go to Titan to surprise Thanos with an attack, while Iron Man, Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange do the same thing. When both groups arrive, though, they each think the other is working for the Mad Titan. Quill asks, "Where is Gamora?" Tony Stark, who is confused, says, "I'll do you one better. Tell me who Gamora is." Then Drax says, "I'll beat you at your own game. Why is Gamora?" I mean, when you watch this, don't you get reminded of that movie Dumb and Dumber? Yeah, I don't know about you, but that's definitely the vibe I got here. Then there's another scene that literally stole all our hearts and made us laugh at the same time, when Groot tries to get Yondu's fin back. In the Guardians of the Galaxy, when the Ravagers put Yondu and Rocket in a holding cell, they keep Groot outside the cell as a joke. After all the Ravagers go to sleep, Groot finds Yondu and Rocket's cell. Yondu and Rocket then tell Groot that they can get away if he gets Yondu's new prototype fin. But it turns out this is easier said than done. Because, you see, our small old Groot doesn't know what a fin is, so he keeps bringing back the wrong things, like a prosthetic eye and a desk. I mean, come on, you can't even be mad at Groot because he's just so darn cute. Speaking of being unaware, there's another instance when a character is just too dumb to realize what's exactly going on. I'm talking about Drax's "I don't miss anything" scene. So Star-Lord basically gets tired of Drax not getting what he means when he talks in hypothetical terms. This is when Rocket tells him that his people take everything literally and he doesn't understand metaphors at all.
You, man who has lain with the last Gavarian.
But what's funny is that Drax literally, the next second, proves Rocket's point. He says, "Nothing goes over my head. My reactions are too quick. I'd catch it." Man, I don't know about Star-Lord, but if that were me in that scene, I would have left the room. Just kidding.
Traitor.
Nobody talks to my friends like that.
I can understand Star-Lord's frustration, though. When it comes to Star-Lord, we can just never stop talking about the hilarious scenes he's part of, especially the time when he pretends to be Thor in Avengers Infinity War. When Thor wakes up on the Guardian ship, he says he needs to get to Nidavellir and asks to take one of their pods. Star-Lord tells him no and tries to stand up for himself, but since the God of Thunder is bigger, taller, and scarier than him, you can see how Star-Lord may seem puny in comparison, right? And even Star-Lord himself realizes this because he does something to establish his dominance, and that is pretend to be Thor. He sticks out his shoulders and raises the pitch of his voice. When Thor calls him out, he acts like Thor is the one impersonating him, actually.
Finger to the throat means death. Metaphor.
Sorta.
In a more naive and adorable part of these movies, we have Yondu and his excitement at being a Mary Poppins. In Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, the last battle takes place on Ego's planet.
What is he doing?
Yes! I have single-handedly vanquished the beast!
Yondu uses his Yaka arrow to float down to the ground, and Star-Lord says he looks like Mary Poppins when he holds the arrow above his head to fly. Yondu then asks if he's cool because he has never heard of Mary Poppins, to which Quill says, hell yeah, he's cool. If the fact that Yondu doesn't know Mary Poppins isn't funny enough, he then, with extreme pride, says, I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
What?
You look like Mary Poppins.
Is he cool?
Hell yeah, he's cool.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all!
Now, while we're on the subject of bizarre moments, there's another scene where I was kind of surprised, not gonna lie, and that's when Star-Lord drops the orb. You know, the reason why the first Guardians movie is funny is that it goes against what people usually expect from superhero movies. While you think superheroes are usually very cool and collected, the reality honestly could be very different. This movie's MacGuffin, the orb, also known as the Power Stone, provides a lot of funny moments. When Star-Lord first holds up the orb, he and the camera create a mysterious aura around it, and then he drops it on the floor out of nowhere, and I'm not lying when I say that I audibly gasped. But that sheer stupidity of it was what also made it funny. You know what else is kind of stupid? Asking an actual baby to do the main saving of the planet for them. I mean, sending Groot to deal with a detonator. Yeah, even saying that out loud sounds so weirdly funny. In the second Guardians movie, during the final battle, the team figures out that the only way to destroy Ego's planet is to blow up the core. But Groot, who's just a baby, is the only one small enough to get to the center. And you know what that means? When you send a baby to save the world, you know you're in for mass casualties. I mean, remember the baby from The Incredibles? And I'm right, because in this scene, no matter how many times Rocket tells Groot which button on the detonator he should press and which one will kill him right away, Groot always presses the one that will kill him right away. And then in yet another scene where there's a power play, Thor and the Guardians leave Earth and an argument happens. Like The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, which was also a mega finale, Avengers Endgame has a few different endings that show where all the characters are now after the final battle and Tony Stark's funeral. Thor decides to leave Earth with the Guardians, so he joins them on Quill's ship and jokes that they are now the Asgardians of the galaxy. Thor and Quill argue in a hilariously passive-aggressive way about who is really in charge of the team. Ending this all off is a scene I personally wish every superhero movie took notes from, aka the dance-off from the first Guardians of the Galaxy. In the climax of this movie, Ronan's ship crashes on Xandar, and the team of the same name fights off the Kree threat to stop Ronan from destroying the planet, and of course, because this isn't like the regular superhero movies, it's not like they're going to fight off their enemy in the most action-packed way, right? You see, Star-Lord challenges Ronan to a dance-off to buy some time while the other Guardians try to get the Power Stone.
Come on. Subtle. Take it back.
And I think this scene is made by Lee Pace's deadpan response. That's all for the hilarious moments from the Guardians of the Galaxy.